Hello, and welcome to another Cuppa with Kaci. And today, you got it, you know it, I've been doing it a lot. We got a scroller box unboxing. Woo! Let's get into it. Okay, this is the May box, which actually arrived pretty quickly considering, you know, COVID and the fact that it comes from the UK. But, you know, this is the May box. We got the zine, we got the, oh, that's pretty. Oh, it looks like colored pencil maybe, or marker. Oh, if it's markers, I'm gonna be so happy. That's really pretty. I'm actually gonna keep that one. That can go up there, where I can see it for it. Is that upside down? Wait, I forgot. Art by Savannah. Yeah, cool. So I'm guessing it's that way because that's the way the writing is on the back. Looks upside down, but hey, we got an A5 cartridge pad of 16 sheets, 120 GSM. It's quite thin, textured, nice. It's got a pencil on it, so I think we got pencils. Oh, and it's Clairefontaine. I do like Clairefontaine. Okay, let's get into this bad boy. What we got? We got. Ooh, a tiny little pot of what? Okay, liquid white colored pencil. Shake well. Dang, okay. I've never seen anything like that before. We get the sticker, which is the lovely rose pattern. Oh, that's, oh, he's actually doing something. Okay, so we got licorice. Hell yeah. Black currant and licorice. Oh, I'm excited for that. I like licorice, by the way. Okay, we got a Derwent. We got a Derwent liner in 0.1 in black, permanent, free-flowing, superfine, apparently. We got a paintbrush, which I'm assuming is for this handy-dandy little liquid pencil. That's so weird. Cool, something new. And some pencils, which are in really... Oh, they're Posca pencils. What? Posca do pencils? Uni Posca coloured pencils. So there you go. That's right. Posca is a brand that we are all familiar with. It says that at the first line. Yep. Okay. There we go. We got some Posca pencils. Exclusive colour selection for the scroller box. Let's open this up. Oh, it's in a little envelope. What colours did they give me? Oh, I love it. Purples and blues. Oh, and they feel like they're weighty. And they feel nice. Oh, I hope the delivery man was nice to these. Okay, so let's see. We got light orange. We got fuchsia. We got grey. Oh, we got blue. Funny enough, it says blue. We got blue-green. And we got lilac. Ooh, so we got 6 pencils in very nice colours. We got a liner. We got some liquid white coloured pencil, which I've never used. I didn't even know it was a thing. A paintbrush, I'm assuming, to use that with. Let's research this liquid pencil. This liquid white pencil is made by none other than our featured artist herself, Savannah. Oh, good on you. It's perfect for adding highlighting and layering effects to your work. Unlike paint, coloured pencils cannot always be easily layered over and over, with lighter colours not often holding enough pigment when used as a top layer. This liquid pencil you can intensify and create white areas without having to sacrifice any pigmentation. Ooh. And what's more, once this is dry, you can even layer more pencil on top. So it's pretty cool. We can shake it up. And you do highlights with it, and then if we want colour on top of it, that's really interesting. I'm guessing I'm going to need some water for my paintbrush. Oh, this paintbrush feels like a bore. What kind of paintbrush is this? Pony hair. Ooh. Not keen on that. Size 2. I don't think I have any size 2 brushes, so that's nice at least. We could try it. I might end up switching it out for a different brush though. Let's take the front cover off of our paper pad, apparently. I totally meant to do that. Let's do some swatching. Okay, so I got this new pencil sharpener the other week and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. It's a Blackburn pencil sharpener and it's supposed to give you an elongated point on your pencil, so it's kind of handy that I got pencils today. So we go with the first point, which is the wood sharpening section. So you do that until it gets to the lead, and then you sharpen the lead. Oh, it's filling up too quick, I think. That's what he meant to do. You do the lead. I think this pencil might be a little too wide for my new pencil sharpener. So this is what? Light orange? Ooh, they're very waxy. Okay. And we got fuchsia. Fuchsia. Then I'll do the lilac. Lilac. And we'll do the blue-green. It's a really nice assortment of colours, I gotta say. The blue. And the grey. And we got our Derwent pen, which I gotta say, as much as I dislike Derwent, it does kind of feel nice. So we got, what was it? Light orange? Yeah. Oh, I take it back. It's way too thin for my liking. I suppose it does say it's a fine liner. It does write pretty nice though. I don't really like thin points. I think if they'd given me a thicker one, I'd like it a bit more. I just feel like I'm gonna break this because I'm quite heavy-handed, you know. Lilac, blue-green, blue, and grey. Cool. And then this is obviously the Derwent line maker. It's not catching on the texture of the paper at all, which I noticed, which a lot of thin pens do. And this is quite textured paper, so I like that it's not catching. So it does feel nice. I will give them that. Maybe Derwent the line makers aren't too bad. And then obviously we got the white stuff, which I'll give a test. I'll just kind of like put like a little blob there, and then with my paintbrush I'll just sort of yeah, it is pretty solid. Let's see how it goes over the top of the pen. Let's do like a scribble. There's some pretty good dots too. Okay, let's just do a tiny little blob. I mean, it's either lifted the pen a smidge or it's just gone a bit see-through. I think it's lifted the pen because it's grey on the tip of my paintbrush. But, yeah, it's opaque, so that's nice. Cool. But I'm going to get some water for this. And, yeah, we'll get sketching.
Originally, I had like a little bit of trouble thinking of something to sketch, so I just played around a little bit, you know, warmed up my wrist. I did some random drawings of girls because that's kind of my go-to cute anime girl looking things. And I always find that fun, so I just warmed up my wrist by doing one of those and having a little bit of fun with it. I'm also using my Prismacolor Color Erase pencil to sketch with because I didn't want to use the coloured pencils that came with the box to sketch with, I guess. And I love my Prismacolor Color Erase. And I used the purple because it was going to go best with the colour scheme of the pencils that came in the box. And yeah, so that's the reasoning behind that. But anyway, the prompt was something to do with flowers. I don't actually remember. It has been several weeks since I recorded this to when I'm doing the audio now. So I think it was like Secret Garden or something like that. So I did like this girl with a flower crown and then tried to actually think of something to inspire me to draw a full illustration with these coloured pencils. And I ended up doing Asagiri again from Dr. Stone because the colours that they supplied us in the box just sort of made me think of him. And I also just recently got a model of him that's sitting on the top of my desk at the moment, and I think I was looking at that at the time trying to think of something to draw, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, I could do him. And given that he is one of my favorite characters, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a whack at it. So I had a bit of a play with a bit of a sketch of him and realized that the darkest color I have to color with is actually this purple. Or the super fine liner. So I went with using the dark purple as like the black equivalent in the image. So the black half of his hair I actually coloured in with the purple. And then sort of tried to keep everything else lighter than that so that you would be able to visualize it correctly, I guess. And I also, because there's no sort of pink, I used that dark purple as a bit of a blush, so I just very gently did a bit of shading around his cheeks with that to do like a little bit of a blush. And it didn't turn out too bad. I did struggle shading the skin tone just because we only had one sort of peach colour and the rest of the colours didn't really lend themselves well to shading that, I guess you could say. And then obviously his outfit, he's got the purple like lavender overcoat, but then the underneath is again sort of like a brownish peach color, so I just colored that darker than I colored his skin tone. But yeah, then with a little bit of line work and stuff, that's what the little sketch came out as, and that's what I decided to go with. So I shoved on some YouTube. I think I'm watching Dr. Gluon here doing the Dream Home Decorator Let's Play that he's working on at the moment. I think that's what I was doing. I don't 100% remember. I think that's what's going on in that. But ignoring that, I did some sort of sketches of how I wanted to do this illustration, and I sort of settled on a 3/4 portrait style with the flower crown thing that I had sketched on the previous sketch. And then I thought it would be kind of cool to have like his hand sort of up like in his face, but no matter how many times I sketched it, I just could not get the hand to look how I was envisioning it in my head. So I ended up nixing that idea completely. But I tried. I did a few sketches of how I would fit that hand. I even tried attempting to do like a portrait side-on view of him to try and get it in how I wanted, but I didn't want to draw this in portrait. I wanted to do the 3/4 so you could see both sides of his hair and stuff. So I attempted once more to see if I could get the hand to look right, and I couldn't. So I just ended up not bothering with the hand, I guess. I just did the 3/4 portrait thing with the flower crown, and I had quite a lot of fun with it. The only thing I did find that I had trouble with was the limited color palette. I did all of this and then realized I didn't really have any other colors to color the flowers in with, and there's no green, so I can't color the leaves in green, and it was a bit of a struggle. I just tried to work with what I had. I think I ended up doing the leaves in the lighter blue and the flowers in the darker blue. I don't remember. We'll see at the end. I think that's what I did. But I also struggled quite a lot with making it actually look like him. I don't draw a lot of fan art anymore, so I've sort of lost my knack for drawing in my style, but still having the characters look like they're supposed to. So I did the eyes several times. As you can see here, they're sort of wonky, and I was like having to look at it straight on so I could get it correct, and erased it several times before I was finally happy with it. But Gen's eyes are sort of quite narrow and pointy, and that's not my usual style of drawing eyes. I draw quite wide, very anime, bright, sparkly, round eyes. So I had to really fight against my wants to draw big, bright, happy eyes and draw his sort of narrow, sly, fox-like eyes. And I think I got there in the end. It was just, I struggled a lot with the eyes and the face. And I mean, it still doesn't quite look like him, but I'm putting that down to my style does not look like the Dr. Stone style. So it has all the characteristics of him. It's just my style is very different from what he's drawn in. So it just doesn't look spot on, which is fine, because I'm not trying to draw in the style of Dr. Stone. I'm trying to draw a Dr. Stone character in my style. So that's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. And then I remembered as I was drawing it that I don't really know how to draw flowers, and I just cannot wrap my head around roses, which of course were the flowers that I decided to draw in this illustration. I have tried many a time to look at a reference and draw from that, and I just think it always looks like just a circle of scribbles. And I don't know how people can draw a rose and actually have it look like a rose and not just a scribble. Like my fiance is a tattoo artist. He draws flowers like almost daily. He draws a lot of flowers. And I mean, it's probably partially why, because he draws them so often, but like he can make them look so good. And I could even trace an image of a flower. Like I can go into Procreate, get a photo of a rose and trace it, and it still won't look right to me. And I don't know why. I just can't wrap my head around it. They confuse the ever living out of me, and I'm really upset by it. I can draw other flowers, but I just can't draw roses. Not very well. I still did them in this piece because I wanted roses. I don't know why, I just did. So I stuck with that, but I also added some little buds around and like little, like, I don't know what to call them, little sprigs of dots. Just to sort of make the flower crown a little bit more interesting and appealing to look at, to try and distract from how bad the roses looked. And I don't think I did too badly. I guess I just need to practice drawing roses. Practice makes perfect, but gosh, I have tried so many times and I just can't wrap my head around it. If anyone has any tips or tricks on how to draw a rose and have it look like a rose, please do tell me, because I have no idea. I don't. Just, it's like most people hate drawing hands. I hate drawing roses. That's what it is. Like, hands still suck, but I can do a hand. I can't do a rose. Yeah, so I did the line art first on the finished image. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but with the sketch, the little sketch, I did the line art last. I don't know why I chose to do that, but I did it first with this one, partially because I wasn't worried about the ink smudging because I was using pencil, but partially because I didn't want to colour it all in and then lose the sketch lines and not be able to do the line art justice because I can't see it anymore. So yeah, that's why I did it. Also, with the pen being so fine, if I was to do the colouring first, I think I would struggle to keep the details there that I would need to make the line art work with this such a fine liner, because it's easy to colour inside the lines with a pencil, but when you don't have lines to colour inside, it tends to get a bit bulky and messy, and then you try and line it with the super fine liner and suddenly everything is bigger than it should be, or floppy or wiggly, and I don't know. I just, when I've got such a fine liner, I prefer to line first. That's just what I'm going with. The video has changed that I'm watching. I think this is... Oh, I'll link it below, but her art's incredible and you should definitely check it out because she's got mad skills. I think this is her Hobbit drawing. Yeah, she's painting the bag end from Lord of the Rings, and it's cool, and you should definitely go watch. I'll link it below. It's good. Back to me. I added cross-hatching on the hair to try and darken up the dark purple that I was going to be using to do the black, because I realized when I'm using black line art, the effect of using the dark purple as black suddenly is lost because the line art is darker than it. You know what I mean? It suddenly doesn't look like black anymore because the line art is darker. So what I did was I did like cross-hatching throughout the black section of his hair so that it almost darkens the purple that I end up using for the black fill-in, I guess. It's hard to explain, and I don't 100% know how to explain it, but I just did some cross-hatching in there, that's why it looks darker. And I used the dark purple to shade the skin tone again to give it a bit more warmth so that he actually looks alive, which is hard to do with purple, I have to say, because purple tends to make skin tones look more dead. But given that this one's kind of on the pink side, I think it's called fuchsia, this colour, so it's more on the pink side than on the blue side. It's a warm purple. I was able to use it to shade the skin tone and actually have it look alive instead of not alive, I guess would be the best way to put it. And I used both the blue shades for his eyes because if you've seen Dr. Stone, he has sort of ice blue grey eyes, but obviously the blues I was given in this were quite vibrant. So he's got fuchsia hair and bright blue eyes. So, that good old Gen. Just pretend he's put on a Snapchat filter or something. Oh, and I used the grey over the top of the purple as well the fuchsia, to sort of make it a little bit more dull, so it was less bright pink purple and more sort of dull grey purple black almost. I mean, obviously it's not black, but it's the black equivalent in this image, okay? Just roll with it. That's what we're going with. And then I used, obviously, the pale purple to do his coat, which is kind of the only colour in this illustration that's sort of true, other than the skin tone, obviously, because he's quite pale, so it works. But he has this purple coat, and I guess that's why this colour scheme made me think of him, because I was just like, yep, that's his purple coat right there. We've got that purple coat sorted. And the rest just will have to do. And that's that, yeah. So there's not a whole lot else to say about this image. Oh, there we go. I did use the light blue for the leaves. That explains that. I tried to sort of do the outsides of all the sections darker and then do like a pale sort of colouring on the inside just to give it a bit more interest. So that's why sort of the outlines almost, like the outsides of the leaves almost look like I've outlined it in the blue, and then the insides are quite pale, because I wanted to make it look a bit more dynamic by doing it that way. And also, I haven't coloured with coloured pencils in a long time, and so this was sort of like relearning the medium almost. And given that they're also a different type of pencil, like they're the Posca ones, and they're not quite waxy, but they're a little waxy. They feel different than like Faber-Castell, which is what I usually used to use. And obviously I've got some Prismacolors now, which again feel very different when you're using them. So I was trying to blend these colored pencils, and then they didn't quite blend how I wanted and stuff, but I put that down to not having the practice, because I've been doing a whole lot of markers and watercolor recently in recent years, and not colored pencil. I don't think I have used colored pencils for an illustration in a very long time. So yeah, that's this piece. So I might just shove some music on for the rest of this. There's not a whole lot to go, so you enjoy that, enjoy the drawing, and I'll see you at the end card. Okay, so that's the finished piece. Thank you so much for sticking around this long and watching this journey with me. I really enjoyed this scroller box. I had a lot of fun with it. I always enjoy drawing a little bit of fan art. So I will see you all next week. Thanks again so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe, comment, all those things, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.